All right, what is up, 7th and 8th graders? This is Kaylynn. I'm here for this week's Revelation Remix, which is where we take what was said Sunday morning at church and we take a second look at it. So I don't know about you, but I love fall. I love pumpkins. I love pumpkin spice. I love it all. So this week when Jim did an illustration with pumpkins, I was pumped, all right? So he had this illustration where he brought in two different types of pumpkins. He had a fairy tale pumpkin and a flat-so pumpkin. Not a fatso, flat-so pumpkin. And he talked about how when you take the seeds from the fairy tale pumpkin and you plant them for next year, you will get a fairy tale pumpkin next year. But if you were to take the seeds from both pumpkins, the fairy tale and the flat-so, and plant them close together, the next year you're going to get a kind of pumpkin that's like a hybrid. It's like a mixture. So it'll look an awful lot like a fairy tale pumpkin, but it'll be a hybrid and it'll have some qualities of the flat-so pumpkin. And so today I'm going to do kind of a similar but slightly different illustration. So here we have cherry Coke, all right? And we got some Frank's hot sauce. I wish they were sponsoring us, but they're not. So let's pretend this cup is me, okay? I am this empty vessel. This is me, and then this, let's say that this is Christ's presence, all right? So just going to fill that up there. I want to be filled with Christ's presence, right? All right, here we go. We got a cup of cherry Coke. See it? That looks good. Now let's say that this hot sauce is like the influence of this world, okay? Now I'm just gonna pour some hot sauce in here, all right? Yeah, that'll be a little more just for fun, why not? All right, we're just gonna mix that up real quick. Stir it in there real good. All right, yeah. So you'll notice it still looks an awful lot like cherry Coke. If I saw this sitting on a counter, I would drink it unaware, thinking, all right, cherry Coke. Okay, let's try it. I really hate hot things, so I'm hoping this isn't bad. That was a lot worse than I thought it was gonna be. Oh, that doesn't taste good. Okay. So, it's aftertaste. So it looks an awful lot like cherry Coke, but when I taste it, when I get a swig of that, it leaves a terrible taste in my mouth. It has characteristics that are obviously not cherry Coke. All right? So this week we read in Revelation 2, we started at verse 12. To the angel of the church in Pergamum write, these are the words of him who has the sharp double-edged sword. I know where you live, where Satan has his throne. Yet you remain true to my name. You did not renounce your faith in me, not even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was put to death in your city where Satan lives. Nevertheless, I have a few things against you. There are some among you who hold to the teaching of Balaam, who taught Balak to entice the Israelites to sin so that they ate food sacrificed to idols and committed sexual immorality. Likewise, you also have those who hold to the teaching of the Nicolaitans. Repent, therefore, otherwise I will soon come to you and will fight against them with the sword of my mouth. Whoever has ears, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who is victorious, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will also give that person a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to the one who receives it. I just love that taste in my mouth. It's really bad. All right, so basically in this passage, Jesus is saying to this church in Pergamum and also to us today that, hey, first of all, I see you. I see that you are professing to be my follower. You're professing to be a Christian. And in this world, in this time, both back then and still today, that's really hard to do. So Jesus is saying, good job. All right, so if you are in middle school right now and you are publicly saying, hey, I'm a follower of Jesus, I'm a Christian, God is saying, good job. That is hard to do, right? That is not cool in middle school, okay? So good job. That is hard. Keep going. But in this passage, Jesus is also acknowledging that this church in Pergamum and us today as the church, they were still holding on to idols. They were still being influenced by the influences of their time. They had hot sauce in their cherry Coke, all right, and it doesn't taste good. And so this challenge is for us as well today, where Jesus is looking at us and saying, hey, I see you. I see that you're trying to follow me. I see that you're trying to look like a pure cherry Coke, but you are still holding on to some idols. And so my question to you is when people have a conversation with you, do they walk away saying, I think that person was a Christian. They kind of looked an awful lot like a Christian, but it left a bad taste in my mouth. There's a lot of things there that it looks like what everybody else does. Or when people have a conversation with you, are they walking away more in awe of who Jesus is because you are such a pure reflection of him? All right, so I don't know what it is for you, what your hot sauce is. I don't know, maybe for you that's what you wear. You want to dress like everybody else in your school. Maybe it is the way that you talk, your language, the jokes that you tell. Maybe you are open to telling more inappropriate jokes because that's just what's funny and what people think is cool. Maybe you are letting activities like sports or music or time with friends, things that are good, maybe you're letting them kind of take that first place in your life though and crowd out more important things like spending time with God. I don't know what your hot sauce is. I don't know what your idols are, whether it's watching stuff on Netflix that you shouldn't be watching, whatever that is, whatever your hot sauce, your idols are. Today, Jesus is inviting us and commanding us to repent, to give that up. All right, Coke with hot sauce in it is not good. Okay, it's not worth it. Not worth it. And Jesus is offering life to those who give up their idols and to make him their one and only. And Jim reminded us yesterday that getting rid of those idols, when we do that, God gives us genuine community and relationship with him and with other people. So if you're in a place where you're willing to say, hey, God, I know I have this in my life and I want to give this to you. Lord, purify me so that I look and sound and act more like you. When you do that, Jesus offers you genuine, deep community relationship with him and with other people. And other people are going to see that. They're going to be in conversation with you. They're going to see the way you act, and they're going to see a pure reflection of Jesus. So that's our challenge for today. Get rid of that hot sauce because this was really, really bad. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great week.